OffBeat Sports Podcast.
It's been a tale of two seasons for the Boston Celtics.
I probably aged about 10 years just from that series.
I'd probably compare myself to just a younger, smarter, more handsome, stronger Michael Jordan.
Let's go Celtics. Go Patriots.
These are guys who, when you give them a bowl of Cheerios in the morning, they finish every last drop of milk.
Absolute clown over here.
I'm ready when you are, baby.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the OffBeat Sports Podcast, as today we are joined by Benton Whitley, former Holy Cross standout and current linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So, starting back to your time in college, as we said, you went to Holy Cross. So you had your breakout year, your junior year, which was the 2019 season. You were named first team All-Patriot League that year. So how were you able to improve your game so much over the course of the 2 years prior to that to go from a backup linebacker to one of the best linebackers in the country?
Well, a lot of it comes down to learning and just bring yourself through a process throughout college, because when you're coming in, obviously you're coming out of high school. A lot of guys are a man coming out of high school, and a lot of guys think they know everything, but it's huge to learn and take full advantage of the opportunities that the older guys give you, that your coaches give you, and just take the example they set for you and just really try to hone in and work on your skills. So that was a big part of it, learning, for sure.
Yeah, so after the 2022 NFL Draft, you were signed by the Rams as an undrafted free agent. So what did this moment mean to you in this process? And did you feel like as an undrafted free agent, you kind of had that extra chip on your shoulder?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was a huge moment. I was actually home. I was with my family. We were watching the draft, and throughout the draft, as a lot of people know, you get called throughout the draft. Teams promise you this, promise you that. And so teams were telling me different things, but I ended up not getting drafted, didn't hear my name called. So, that stung a little bit, left a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, but I was excited to get started for sure in LA.
So last season, you spent part of the season on the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs practice squad. So what was it like to be able to learn from head coach Andy Reid and the other coaches on the staff, as well as be on the other side of the ball from NFL greats Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce during practice?
Yeah, that team, the thing that stood out to me the most when I was on the Chiefs was the culture that they had there. The culture was a lot different than the other teams that I've been on. And it was actually pretty similar to what we had at Holy Cross. Everyone was very serious about their work. Everyone was very detailed. Everyone knew when to play around, it was a close-knit team, but when it came to time for business, everybody was ready. But also just Coach Reid, Mahomes, all the guys that most people know, but then Coach Spags, Coach Cullen, they gave me a lot of game when I was there, and I learned a lot. I was only there for about 4 weeks, but I learned a lot while I was there for sure.
So back in January, you were signed to a futures contract by the Vikings. So you have a shot at making their active roster for the 23 season. So how do you plan on taking advantage of this opportunity and reward the Vikings for having that faith in you?
Yeah, so I mean, for most of the offseason, I've been training. Really, this first thing I think about when I wake up, last thing I think about when I go to sleep. I've been working really hard this offseason, just physically, but also mostly mentally, working on watching film, recognizing offensive sets, different keys, different things, and just working on my technique, especially because the older I get, the more I'm starting to learn about my body specifically. And it's just really helped me to mold my game into what it needs to be for myself, rather than, because you see a lot of different players do a lot of different things, but if you try to do something that a player can do that's not like you, then it's not really going to help you too much. But I've kind of learned a lot about myself and learned a lot about the things I'm good at. I've been working on those things for sure.
So one of our former guests here on the show, Liam Anderson, your former teammate at Holy Cross, he recently signed with the Indianapolis Colts as a UDFA following the 2023 NFL Draft. And seeing as Liam was also a linebacker on the team and that you were also a UDFA, would you kind of like to talk to us about your relationship with Liam and your reaction to him getting signed from your perspective, since you've also gone through a similar experience?
Yeah, Liam's my guy, obviously. Liam's always been a super hard worker, very smart. He's like for a while on the team, he was like the fastest guy on the team as a linebacker. Like he's always been a freak athlete too. So I wasn't super surprised, and I feel like he's going to shock a lot of people, especially in the NFL. And then maybe not as far as Holy Cross, because a lot of guys at Holy Cross know what he can do. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he does for sure.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good players on that Vikings team. You got Jefferson, obviously. Kirk Cousins is an entertaining player to watch. Dalvin Cook. So, and there's a lot of great players on the defensive side too. So, who are some of the Vikings guys that you're most excited to work with or be able to line up against in practice?
Well, I'd say just from my time there already, and also looking forward. I was on the practice squad for a minute, and I was obviously giving looks. And the starting left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, my guy, he's a really good player. Helped me hone my game a lot. Just helped me just stop making mistakes and just didn't let me get away with a lot of stuff. I'm excited to line up against him and work with him. Daniil Hunter. I've been learning a lot from him. He's kind of helped me throughout last season, and he's been talking to me throughout the offseason, just answering questions that I might have about different things because he's been in the league for almost a decade. So, and then Davenport, who was added recently, Marcus Davenport. He has a lot of experience in the league as well. So, yeah, those are some of the guys that I'm excited to work with for sure.
Yeah, so we got some fun questions for you to wrap it up. Number one, who is your NFL GOAT?
My NFL GOAT. Well, I mean, growing up in New England, like everybody's NFL goes Tom Brady, so that's definitely mine for
All
sure.
right, good answer.
Yeah. You already know.
So before playing a big game in college, high school, or even in the pros now, what is your go-to pregame hype song to really get you fired up for the game?
Pregame go-to hype song. See, like everyone asks me that question, I really don't have a hype song because I try not to listen to music right before I go out because if I get too hyped up, I'm gonna forget about like not forget about the game plan, but like it's just gonna help me make me lose my focus. So I don't really have a hype song. I guess that's my hype song. Yeah, no hype song.
You have like an artist or something you like to listen to like the morning of a game or something?
Yeah, I go to Meek Mill, Ace Hood, stuff like that, get me hyped up. But right before the game, I don't like to listen to too much music because you gotta focus. So
Mm-hmm. So if you could have any celebrity, any one celebrity, actor, comedian, athlete, who would it be?
if I could have
If they could like come watch you play.
come watch me play, uh, any actor, celebrity, I say Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's funny. I'll love to have a conversation with him for sure. Yeah.
That's a good
So
one.
Kevin Hart's watching this. He's got a ticket to the stadium this year, front row.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Hey, hit me up.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is an avid listener of our podcast, I heard. Yeah.
The last question we have for you: do you have a favorite non-football athlete you kind of look up to or aspire to be like?
Yeah, I was like growing up, I was a big wrestler. So I don't know if you guys know Kyle Dake. Kyle Dake, he's been an inspiration for me for a while because just he was a wrestler at Cornell. He was first wrestler at Cornell to win like 4 national titles at 4 different weight classes. First wrestler ever to do that. But yeah, he's always been an inspiration to me for sure. He's uh about to wrestle a Final X, obviously working towards a gold medal in the Olympics. So that guy, yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me.
And thanks everyone for watching and listening. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at offbeat_sports and on TikTok at offbeat sports. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in.
Call them all text